beautiful peeps? CB Jesus here. We got a serious thing that started this past week. Jury selection for the Rush trial started. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is got charges against her as a props and armorer. Okay, now she's got manslaughter charges. They're trying to hold her accountable for her not correctly doing her job in completion. Now, I got two problems with these prosecutors so far. Okay? First off, they investigated some different people in all this, right? And Alec Baldwin also. So the jury selection started this week. Day one was yesterday of the trial. The prosecution was trying to show that the dummy rounds and then one round with the silver primer, which was the live round. Now they showed about 30 cases, okay, from the top side. All the bullets looked the same, except the difference was the silver primer was in one live round, and the other dummy rounds had the brass primer or the gold primer. I guess it would be brass. I'm not an ammunition expert, but I will say this: Hannah Gutierrez-Reed sent an email to production, and production is held by Alec Baldwin. It is his production company. He is in charge of safety, of everything that goes on this film set. He is the top person in charge, as well as directing some, saying his direction with the other director that got shot in all this, right? Okay, but Helena Hutchinson, she died because of all these miscues, okay? But I have a problem with what the prosecution is saying about these dummy rounds and these live rounds, okay? And also, Gutierrez-Reed asked production and said, basically, why have you guys got me doing props and armor together? I don't think that's a good idea. I need to concentrate on one department. That's how a well-run set goes. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to go. This was not a well-ran set by Alec Baldwin. Also, he says that he never pulled the trigger. However, now the gun got sent off to the FBI and the people that do all the cool stuff and check on the guns. That gun could not have been trigger pulled without some type of force like a finger. So that's why they came back against Alec Baldwin and they charged him with manslaughter. They're going to come out and say that they did this, I think, on Friday. I'm not 100% sure, but it's been just recent. Jury selection was on Tuesday, Wednesday. They started the trial yesterday, okay? And so, it's really interesting how they're pointing all the finger towards Hannah Gutierrez-Reed when she asked production only to do one department. Hey man, I'd rather do props than props and armorer. Props and armorer shit get mixed up all the fucking time when you don't have the correct amount of number of fucking staff on your fucking film set. And Alec Baldwin, you should be ashamed of yourself because you lied to everyone on CBS and you said you didn't pull the trigger. But yet, the forensic says that the gun, it can't get fired without pulling the fucking trigger. So you need to own up, and you need to man up, and you need to apologize to Helena Hutchinson's family and beautiful director who you also shot. And you need to literally be accountable for something. Because here's what a lot of people don't know that I do know, because I've done a lot of research on this project. Ever since way before. Okay? I got friends that are crew. I got friends that work in New Mexico. They work in LA. They work in New York. They work in Atlanta. They work in Miami. They work in fucking London. They work in Australia. They work all over the fucking world. And when something is going on one fucking site, chatter starts happening. And so, before Alec Baldwin pulled that trigger and killed, tragically, accidentally, it was an accident. There was always supposed to be a dummy round. In fact, the first AD said cold gun to Alec Baldwin. That means no live round. That means the gun has been checked. That means everything's okay. Boom. The first AD hands it to Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin holds it. He does his thing. He says action, all that stuff, and boom, a tragedy, an accident happens. Who's responsible? Some of the crew left early. A week to 2 weeks before. I'm not sure about the exact dates. But some of the main crew literally walked off. And it was like 2 different departments that fucking walked off. Because of the safety. Because guess why? A stuntman almost got shot by a live round. See, a lot of people don't understand that. There were accidents that were happening. So, between that period, there was some shit that was going on behind the scenes, and that's why the investigators got involved. In fact, some people are saying that the film set was under-sabotaged. So, we will find out maybe the truth with all this trial. Alec Baldwin needs to man up. Just like he tells Donald John Trump to man up on SNL. He needs to fucking man up. That's what he needs to do. He needs to... I know for a fact that he's apologized over and over to Helena's family. Because he says he has. I mean, we can trust him somewhat. And I've heard through grapevines, through other crew members that he has. But he's got a lot of lawsuits against him. Because he's the production. And the other lady that was near where everything happened, she is very traumatic and she's come out with a lawsuit. I think that lawsuit is now, maybe settled. I'm not really 100% sure how fast it got settled because he's got other things going on right now. But, yeah. Pray for Helena Hutchinson's family. Pray for everyone who jumps on a film set or a television set. We're all like sets together, right? In our industry, it's just sets. And safety is always key on sets. My good friend, who I knew for a while, because I was on the production that he was working on, and I was also on other productions that he would come and be a stunt guy on. He died because of shitty safety guards. That much of a difference between life and death. He hit his head on the concrete 2 to 3 stories high. I think it was around, I know that it was a 2-story building inside of a studio. It was on The Walking Dead when the tragedy happened. Safety is key. It's paramount. The other day, rigger lost his life on set of Wonder Man out in LA. I think it happened about 3 weeks ago or something like that. Sad. You don't. Also, the other day, a stunt woman got in a horrible accident. That was probably about 2 months ago. As I say the other day, it's been recent. There's been accidents that's been happening along the way. It's sometimes sets can be, I wouldn't say dangerous. I would say unpredictable. If it's a domino effect. So, just yeah. The industry as a whole is hurting because of the pandemic and then also the strike. So there's a logjam right now in our industry where a lot of stuff, it's taking a long time to get those people from other projects, because the strike was going on, they went out and they tried to continue working. That's what happens in our industry. Love you guys. Thank you very much for listening and always tuning in to CB Jesus. Peace.